It's all a part of their plan. This video is brought to you by the Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. We should be up and running by Monday, ready for delivery, ready for full restock. So make sure you click on that link and be prepared for Monday when we have all of our warehouse and stuff ready to go. Y'all know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, these Democrats, if your friends voted for Joe Biden, they should be ashamed of themselves, because mean tweets versus destroying America that's two different things. I can deal with your tweets as long as your policies are going in a direction that's beneficial to the United States of America. The Keystone Pipeline, all of the energy independence that Donald Trump espoused and he created for our country. And if he was the president for 4 more years, he would have made permanent. We wouldn't be worrying about gas prices going out of the roof like we are today. We are going to face an existential crisis, I think, because gas prices don't just affect people pumping gas at the pump on the way to work. Gas prices blow up and delivery is more expensive. Airline tickets are more expensive. I mean, you can go down the gamut of how much more things are going to be unaffordable for many people in this country. And I believe that the Democrats want it to be this way. If they didn't, they wouldn't have done the things that they've done to get us here. Many people say, well, Joe Biden, it's because of Russia. No. Shut the front door. Gas prices been going up. If there was no Russia, we would still see an increase of a couple more dollars by summer. The gas prices go up in the summer. That's when people travel. Gas prices go up. And we are in the winter, relatively speaking, and the gas prices are going up. We haven't even seen the effects of what's going to happen with cutting off oil from Russia. We haven't seen that yet. So that, on top of summer, on top of what Biden has already done, is going to make gas $10 in California. I almost can guarantee you that. However, the reason I'm making this video is because, to me, this is proof that they want gas to be out of control. Because way back when, and I know a lot of y'all remember it, when they were pushing the Green New Deal, remember? They want to create this facade that the whole world is going to vanish if we don't do something about global warming in 10 years. That is the most ignorant stuff I've ever heard. You know, we've seen so many winter storms this year that's unprecedented. What happened to global warming? They changed the name. It's not global warming. It's climate control. These people are absolutely stupid. And then they sell a dream to the American people. Well, the ones who are caught off guard and ain't reading nothing, they sell it to you to make it sound good. And then they pitching you a profit Ponzi scheme. Well, here's Pete Booty Snitch on here talking about the electric car and comparing the gas prices. And this should tell everybody what their true intentions are. Roll the film.
Clean transportation can bring significant cost savings for the American people as well. Last month, we announced a $5 billion investment to build out a nationwide electric vehicle charging network so that people from rural to suburban to urban communities can all benefit from the gas savings of driving an EV.
The gas savings of driving. Billions of dollars on electric terminals. How do you get electricity? This is a thing that me and another guy talked about the other day. And Michael Moore, whom I'm not a big fan of, but he did it right in a documentary called Our Beautiful Earth or something. I don't know. You can look it up. He disproved almost unequivocally this concept of clean energy and going green. How do you think we get electricity? From these fossil fuel coal plants, right? And they lie to you and say, oh, all you got to do is you could just plug your electric car into this plug. Well, where do you think the electricity is coming from? It's not coming from solar. They did an event on the documentary I'm talking about with Michael Moore. They did an event and there was an overcast and the solar panels couldn't get energy. So they had to go to a gas power, probably a diesel powered generator. It's all a farce. What are they going to do with these batteries that are not disposable? They're not safely disposable. I don't think they're safely disposable. You know, they have, I don't want to say radioactive because I don't want to sound like an idiot talking about these things, but you talk about these lithium batteries. I think lithium is very dangerous. And they don't just dissipate into the air. It don't just recycle into the atmosphere. These are chemicals that are very difficult to get rid of, to dispose of. And they're going to have in, 10, 15 years, they're going to have this influx of batteries that have now died with these electric cars that need to be renewed. Cars, if you take care of your car, they can last you for 30, 40, 50 years. These cars, these electric cars don't last you no more than 15, 20 years, if that. And then you're going to have 1 million, 20 million, 30 million, 50, 70 million batteries that need to be recycled. And then you expect everybody to have electric cars. It's these people are evil, man. They're absolutely evil. I wish y'all would understand this. This is not about politics to a certain degree. They put people in place that toe the line of the agenda that they have. This is not a political belief. This is an agenda. And these people are empowered to push an agenda. We don't need electric car. That can be an option, but like 80% of the atmospheric damage, if you want to call it that, is happening in India and China. We are like 20% of carbon emissions. 20%. They're 80%. If we do everything we can, we ain't finna save no earth. When 80% in China, you can't even see out there. It's so cloudy. I think it was a prophetic dream. I had a dream. It was so bad out there. You couldn't breathe. You couldn't go above a certain elevation in the atmosphere. It was completely a fog town. Fog. The water was damaged. It was all fog and disgusting. That's what China was in my dream. Now, maybe in 50 years, it may be like that. I mean, you can't even see the sun out there in some places because of how the smog and all that stuff. California is almost the same way. We ain't finna stop none of this. Do you really think, according to the science, that a world that's 1 billion years old, hundreds of millions of years, whatever they claim it is, that 100 years or so worth of gas technology, because hundreds of years ago we wasn't even doing this stuff, this boom of industry, the development of the car, all of these things, you go back 100 years, 150 years ago, I don't even think it was 150 years ago, 100 years ago, we wasn't doing none of this. Billion-year planet, 100 years, and somehow we're going to destroy the whole planet and it's just going to be uninhabitable. That's not, I mean, you can't, I'm not a scientist and I'm not that stupid to believe that. But anyway, this is what these people want to push down your throat. Don't be dismayed. Don't be fooled. They have an agenda. They said it a long time ago. By 2030, they want to have the whole country driving electric cars. Drive up the gas prices. Government will incentivize the purchase of electric cars. They would incentivize, meaning that they will subsidize these companies that they have a vested interest in, that these politicians have stock in. The government will spend trillions of dollars to build these companies, and they're going to make money on the back end. That's pretty much what it is. Billions of dollars in putting electric. We got people on the street, homeless, hungry, ain't got nothing to eat. We got schools that are not equipped to push out our most, basic needs for our children. You can spend $20 million. Y'all got billions of dollars going to the freaking plugs for cars when most people don't even have electric cars. You can use that money for schools, divert that money to the education system. Divert that money to figuring out the problem with this homelessness issue. Divert that money to people who are in small business that have lost everything because of COVID. Divert that money to helping people instead of trying to put a electric grid that ain't gonna work. But y'all know they doing it because they lining the pockets on the back end. That's what they doing. It's like if I came out with a business and I knew the president of the United States or I knew people in Congress, and I was going to develop a mask that had some viral extraction thing on it. And I knew that the president or the politicians were going to force people to have my technology. They're going to mandate it from the federal level. And you know how many people fly airplanes, how many people in federal business, federal jobs, how many people work for the government in the states, and we're going to force it. Now, they know that they're going to force it. They know they're going to mandate it. The public don't know. The public, and most people in the public are not aware of my technology. And they go and buy stock and invest in my company. And then they come from the top and say, the science says that we need to have these particular masks. And I become a billionaire overnight. And all of the people who knew about the technology, knew that they will force the technology into the population, who've invested, who've helped the company become publicly traded, they're going to be hundreds of millionaires and billionaires alike. That's what they do, ladies and gentlemen. Just like the Pfizer vaccine and all this stuff, they knew they were going to mandate the vaccine. Trump wasn't. Biden knew he was. So as soon as he got in office, they knew Moderna, all these companies were going to explode because they were going to force you to be vaccinated. And it ain't stopped yet. They're going to make you do a booster every year, in my opinion. They're going to make you do a booster every year, just like the flu. This is a new wave of financial security for many people. And you just look at how many politicians got, investments in Pfizer and all of these companies. And see, when did they start trading in Pfizer and all of these publicly traded companies that they knew they were going to force you to take? And they trying to force it all over the world. I'm telling you, man, it's not that hard to see it if you open your eyes. Like and subscribe to the channel. Visit the Officer Tatum store. Monday is when our restock is going to happen. I believe we're doing counting the inventory right now. I love you guys. I appreciate you. See you on the next one. I'm out.